Welcome back to Talking Dragon Age, the show where I talk about Dragon Age. Today we're talking about the Legion of Steel. If you haven't heard of it, I don't blame you. The Legion of Steel was comprised of 126 golems that were all sent out into the deep roads out of desperation after Caridin sealed away the Anvil of the Void. Their job was to fight through the Darkspawn to reclaim the Anvil, but none of them returned. So what happened to the Legion of Steel? Well, for starters, it wasn't a great decision to send 126 golems at once into the deep roads with no dwarves accompanying them. It was a decision made out of desperation, but after they failed to return, the queen was deposed, and it was decided that golems should never be sent alone without dwarven support. But what truly happened to the 126 golems? The obvious answer is that the Darkspawn overwhelmed them. According to the World of Thedas Volume 2, Shale was part of the Legion of Steel, though we don't know if she went missing along with the rest of them. Supposedly, her paralysis in the Dark Tig was caused because the wielder of her control rod died. Regardless, 126 golems fighting together, Darkspawn shouldn't have overwhelmed that. The Warden makes the trip there and back in 2 days. The deep roads are relatively empty because of the Blight, but when you figure 4 squishy peeps cutting through the relatively empty deep roads versus 126 golems fighting through full deep roads, well, it would have taken a lot longer, but the Darkspawn shouldn't have stopped a force like that. Without much room to maneuver, it was full-on brute force. So how did this happen? Well, some were certainly lost to Darkspawn. A dozen or two would have certainly fallen in battle by the time they reached Bonamar, a dwarven fortress designed by Caridin that fell and was reclaimed several times. It eventually became the headquarters of the Legion of the Dead. Considering that, I wonder how the Legion of the Dead didn't reclaim the Anvil sooner. I mean, it's right there. But we'll just accept that they didn't. So the 126 golems of the Legion of Steel would have marched through the deep roads, probably losing a fair few by the time they got to Bonamar, but there they would have gotten support from the Dwarves there for the rest of the way. They should have made it. Why didn't they? Well, based on that plan, they didn't reach Bonamar. They didn't even get within range, or else the Dwarves there would have been able to help. See, we and the Dwarves have been assuming they were overwhelmed by the hordes of Darkspawn flooding the deep roads. But I'd like to offer a different answer. They just got lost. They went without dwarven support. So, I think they just gathered them all, and the guys with control rods just said something to the effect of, "Go find the anvil and bring it back. Here are some directions based on our maps of the deep roads." I find the idea of a golem walking through the deep roads while looking down at a map kind of funny. Every now and again it stops and looks around for a landmark like, "There is no statue here." So, yeah, anyway. The golems all start walking, but inevitably run into a blocked or caved-in passage and have to reroute. That could get them way off course. Or better yet, during a fight, they accidentally cause a cave-in, and some get buried under the rock. Or better still, rocks fall and block the passage back, sealing them in somewhere. They can't really dig that much, the guys with control rods are really far away, so they're stuck. I think it is entirely possible, at some point in the future, we'll wander into a Tig to find that it's filled with the 100 golems from the Legion of Steel. Every exit was sealed, their control rod masters died sometime later, and so they were all paralyzed, waiting for someone to find them. That right there is a plot I would love to see. So I think that about wraps this up. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to comment and like, and remember, Tala Nadas.